Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Last Epoch dev stream. As always, I'm your host, Mike. Hello. And we're back and rolling with a new character this time. Woo! After we failed miserably last time, we're starting anew. Thank you very much, Heavy! Resub for 20 months in a row. 2 weeks left to the multiplayer invitational. Ooh, yeah. Here we go. Getting close to that, eh? Who's looking forward to it? I know I am. So we're mid monolith here. We're just gonna go up here. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun, relax, hang out, chat. If this is your first time here, just put @Last Epoch game in front of any questions you have, and I'll be happy to answer them. As always, we do stream for charity. Charity's above my head. We do a new one every month. This one's 2 in a row, just because there was fewer streams. We missed a couple, and yeah. What else? What other housekeeping stuff do we have? Oh yeah, new build link is also up. This is a build. Oh, I forgot to. I'm doing so good. I'm messing it up already. Summon our Spriggan first. Yes, perfect. Wonderful. Alright, yeah, new build. We're playing Cold Thorn's Spriggan Master this time. Have some fun with it. Yeah, basically going Spriggan party. Spriggan's party of 3. Little orbs number 3. Yeah, if you want to check out the build, you can do !build. Did I miss any questions early? Not really. Mike, am I excited that Maxroll website will be carrying your game? Yeah, covering my game. I'm very excited. Use that website a ton. I did like the the reveal that everyone got early on this week with it showing up on their website was not a surprise to me, so I wasn't like, oh my god, yay! But like, I'm happy about it. we did know it was coming. Oh, I do have a loot filter, don't I? This is key. There it is. Got it. And we're gonna be looking for new stuff. Because our gear's a little on the lighter side of power, so we look like upgrades that would be good. Have I recovered from last week? I mean, mostly. Emotionally, yeah. Physically, yeah. How was that hike? It was great. I might be a little raspy today. I'm drinking lots of water. Try to look and see what we got. We have no idols. Ooh. Well, let's get started with that idol first. Strictly better, right? We do have fortune potential on these, so I might be able to bump up some with just some good old crafting. Get more experience. Yeah. I still owe you like 500 deaths from last week. I'm gonna spread them out slowly over the next 8 years. Ooh. Come on. There we go. A few little totems here. So we do have... We just put an idol on that gives us more damage from cold totems, so that's nice. We are pretty crit focused. As you can see, we're critting all the flipping time, which is lovely. Lots of freezing here, which is nice too. Lots of just incidental CC. I'm a big fan there. Nevertheless, hey! Well, look at that enhanced media. Thank you very much, Nettles, for 5 gifted subs to the channel. Congrats to everyone who got one of those. Glad to have y'all with us. And yeah. And exactly what I just said is the end of the sentence. Did Reimer get one? That's funny. I wonder if there's any way we could, like... Is there any way to, like, remove people from consideration on gifted subs like that? So we can be like, no, don't give it to staff. Or if it happens, can I just, like, give out free ones or something? A random free one? Alright, let's see. I missed a couple things here. A little higher. Emotionally is the important one to recover from, yep. Also, you said you would try and get any unique to show us this week. I did say that. And lucky for all of you, someone else was paying attention to stream that took care of it for me. So thank you very much to, I think it was Kane and Reimer. Also someone else as well. That was Kane. So you have Kane to thank for a new unique coming. Yeah, I've got one. But I'm playing, this build is so, you see how tanky this build is? Ain't going nowhere. Heavy, thank you very much. Whoa, that's a big list. Is that 10? That looks like 10. It's always 5 or 10. That looks like 10. Thank you very much. Congrats to anyone who got one of those. This is just like, subs. And one went to Vox Chat, one went to the game director. I've got to figure out how to stop that from happening. That's funny. Congrats to anyone who got one of those. Thank you very much. Heavy, much appreciated. Hope you're having a great day today. In that post-winter break, sort of like, hey, like everything's ramping back up and getting back into normal. Ooh, that could be good. I'm assuming I can just survive these. Yeah, no problem. Well, minor problem, but no problem. Corruption level this week. We're doing normal monos this week. We're not thrusting ourselves into 300 corruption. From Heavy, here we go. Can we expect an 8 to 12 week patch cycle after point mining? I don't have the exact. I don't want to say like yes, it'll be definitely 8 to 12 weeks. But we're gonna get back to, our plan is to get back to what we're used to, back to those faster, more consistent patch cadences that you're used to from us. So we'll be doing a lot better. I don't want to put a specific number to it, but well, probably. I'd say if you are expecting that, there's a low chance you'll be disappointed. I ban someone? Account suspended and deactivated already. Well, that was fast. Didn't even get a chance to ban them. They just, the Twitch was just like, nope, deal with it. See how tanky this build is? Don't worry, Mike. We trust you on that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, fine. Given that we have, like, no idols. I'm just gonna put, like, a... slap that right at the top. Just to make sure they're not getting hidden by anything. We deserve 3 leaks! That's how bribes work. Ah! Okay, sure. Sounds good. I'm really enjoying this build so far. The, like, you kind of got to aim a little bit, but you know it does most of the work for you. We're tanky. We're just chilling. It's something I need to be able to you know, look at chat properly. Okay. Well, my question we answered. I thought I saw a question that I missed. There's a question I saw that had a ping, and I missed it. I don't know if someone deleted it or not. Whoever it was, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it, but I'm not doing a very good job. Oh, here's one. Hey, Mike, how are you? Can you say something to gain EXP in groups? Gives penalties for groups of players with different levels in the party. Oh, okay, so the current plan for experience, like, out of level range experience gain penalties system that you see. I don't know the generic term for that, but it's going to just stay the same as exactly what it is now in game. Enemies give experience to players. They give the same amount of experience to players when they die, no matter how many players are in the zone. And if you are more than 5 levels above your character level, you gain experience as though you were 5 levels above your character. So if you are I'm a level 76 character, if I go into a level 90 zone, I gain experience as though I'm in a level 81 zone. 76 plus 5 is 81. Have you ever thought of adding D2 style imbue quest reward that turns a white base into an exalted item? Yeah, and I mean, I think that type of mechanic is really interesting. Having it be a quest reward, I think is kind of limiting how that mechanic can be used. I'd personally much prefer to see something like that come out as a, oh, that's a lot of stuff. See something like that come out as a, just not gonna die here. As like a dungeon reward. I think that would be much more interesting. I'm not sure it would go all the way to Exalted. It might, who knows? But I think that if we were going to do something like that, that's what I'd advocate for. And I do like that style of system. Imbue Quest especially is really interesting because of the things it can do in G2, and like you can. There's a lot of hidden mechanics around Imbue Quests, and learning how that works properly and learning how you can basically stick a circlet in there at level 36 and get max rolls on things is, I think it's 36. It's different for like each circlet subtype as well. There's all sorts of like free higher level stuff you get from circlets. Healing totems for the win. No problem, eh? It's not flashy, it's not fast, we get the job done, we get there on time. We're taking a look at. I made a Spriggan auto attack build some time ago and felt there was a lack of uniques for such a playstyle. I can expect any more Spriggan love in patch point 9. There are some changes to Spriggan, oof. How much is there? I don't have a list of everything. Let's just check one place. I know there's a bunch of stuff. Light skills, mage skills, primeless skills. Yeah, there's a few fixes. There's mostly just fixes. Things that we're missing that just weren't working properly. So it'll be some buffs in general. Yeah, there's a few. I would say a few bug fixes that result in buffs, and a few and just little buffs also. Nothing major, nothing drastic. I'm getting pinged. It's okay, it's just my wife. As far as more uniques go for Spriggans in particular, I don't have anything off the top of my head that I know of, but I mean, we are constantly adding more uniques. I'm sure something will at least spark some attention on the topic. Let's get this shrine. Damage reflection. Thorns mode activated. That debuff bubble's a little it's a little small for the Spriggan model. It's funny. Let's go Thorns a bunch. Because we're in full reflect mode. That's how this works, isn't it? Actually, it's working easily. Idle! Get that idle in. It actually is, you know, not perfect, but not terrible for us. The deepest coding question here, since damage in LE is implicitly random, does defeating an enemy with more or less attacks, RNG calls, affect loot drops? No. If so, I'll finally have motivation to use my time machine. No, it does not. It would be a funny use for a time machine, though. she is not in earshot nor watching the stream, Llama. I know there was some discussion about replacing ice thorns in a previous patch. Will that be included in the 0.9 or later patch? Later patch. It's clinging on for dear life. It's just it's the cockroach of skills. I think I've been saying we're gonna remove it for you probably go back 2 years into the dev streams and find like some comment from me being like hinting about it being removed. It's just like comically long period of time where we're like, we're gonna remove it, guys, I swear. It's still there. We're totally gonna remove it, I swear. We are totally gonna remove it, I swear. Released has resubbed for 6 months in a row. Thank you very much, Release. Glad to have you with us. We're having fun. Hanging out, relaxing. Evidently she's not. You're both still online and still alive / unharmed. Oh, she knows while I'm streaming right now, and I won't reply to her while I'm streaming. No, the kid just got bit by a duck. He's fine. Pretty sure Tempest Strike is the cockroach of skills. Yeah, but that one we're actually working on right now. That one's got like a whole new prototype up and running. You know, it's got stuff that's going on with it. Ice Lords is still just there. Cause like Tempest Strike's staying, he's just changing. But Ice Lords is leaving. Getting the old heave ho. Bit by a duck. Yeah, I don't know how either. Just like nipped by a beak. It doesn't sound like he's horribly wounded or maimed from this duck bite. Big bills, yeah, sorry. Is there a technical definition difference between a bill and a beak? Or is a bill a subset of beaks? Like, are all bills beaks but not all beaks bills? Hello guys, Mike, you showed us, I think last week, a teaser for new spear animations for Cinder Strike. Yeah, we did. Really like it, actually. Can you say if and what other masteries and or skills plan to have revised animations for specific weapon types? The only ones that I know for certain is, like, the rest of the spear animations for Rogue were also changed. I know others have been touched, but I don't know which ones they are. Most of them are just minor changes. I want to say Acolyte got a couple a little bit decenter ones changes, but a lot of them are just like, here's a little twist, a little change, like, oh, it didn't quite look good enough in this situation, let's make it a little bit better type thing, rather than like, we're gonna redo the animations for everything. You know what? It's an idol. We'll take it. So that's where we're at with idols right now. I could just go to my stash and grab a few. But I like finding them. I should look for an idle node in the monolith. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Was he taking after his dad and trying to face tank it? Yeah, probably, you know. They're the same thing. Interesting. Today I learned beaks and bills. Same thing. Hey, your game is awesome. Thank you very much. I love being told that our game's awesome. Yeah, it's just nice. It's got some LE damage in there. As an elemental, not Last Epoch. Close. Is there a beak bill debate raging now? What if you name a duck Bill, and then it's a beak bill? Oh wait, no, the other way around. Oh my goodness. Alright. Yeah. I think we can do something a little bit harder. This is our damage output rate's not fantastic, but our survivability is quite nice. Our damage is definitely getting the job done. So I think I'm gonna try to craft up a little more damage, and maybe move into something a little bit harder, a little bit quicker. Especially when I go the wrong way. Eh. Get him! Can I reach? Can I reach? Is it quite there? Huh? No. So close. Oh man, imagine if you could teleport across that gap. Yeah. Isn't there a unique that lets you do that? Or is it, it's probably too far around, so you probably can't. Because it checks walking distance. What we got here, no problem. A little jaunty stroll around the park. Will there be some type of PvP in the future, like arenas or certain zones? We do want to have PvP at some point. It won't be in 0.9, may not even be in 1.0. But PvP is definitely a feature we're looking to in the future. It's not the focus, as PvE is the primary game mode. So you know we'll still be focusing there, but yeah, PvP is the sort of thing we'd like to do. When will Warlock be out with 1.0? Oh, got a little line up there. Perfect. Let's do a little crafty craft. Let's see if we can bump some of these up a little bit. You know what? We'll take it. It's more crit multi. Spell damage while transformed. Let's go for it. Little Tumen as well, sure. Not bad. Not bad. Like 8 left. I'm tempted to like. Not quite what we were hoping for, but you know, it still works. Let's see if we can like. All right, we sealed. Oh, but it's 0 now. Can we even? Can we? I don't think we can discover it. We need to have. Yeah. It's too bad. Just bump some of the gear up. You know, no big deal. I just want to kill things faster. Is that so much to ask, really? Fire damage. I'm gonna chaos that. All right. Let's go. A little bit louder now. A little bit faster now. All right. Are support skills still getting looked into? Yes. I had fun Paladin self-sustaining plus group buffs build and Shaman Totem support build as well, but if I recall the patch for support Paladin build, I had got massively nerfed. Are you talking about playing in multiplayer, like in the CT program? Did we just buff ourselves too much? There hasn't been a patch in quite a while still. Oh, released! 5 more, wow! Thank you very much. Much appreciated. There's so many. It's like just gift subs all over the place. Do I have my train whistle still? I do have my train whistle. It's a little dusty. Should have looked at that first. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. Congrats to everyone who got one of those. Hopefully Steve still won. Wow. Gotta figure out how to fix this. It's probably just like give the moderators subs so that this doesn't happen. Is there a way that I can just like give out subs? Any number specifically? Like, can I just like give out some random subs because this is happening? Alright. Been playing Life Drain and honestly Dark Shackles feel both good and underwhelming. Interesting. Being able to target multiple enemies is alright, but the floor area fails often in its job to target enemies, and having them walk over it for it to function is quite bad for how much mana it costs, with having it cast as an AoE spell and have the floor area be an extra node point be more efficient in both the gameplay. That's maybe? I'm honestly not sure what node you're talking about off the top of my head. The if it's not targeting things properly, it's maybe a like just a mechanic, like a bug that's causing you not to target things properly. That's kind of my first thought with that. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, dragon. Oh, this is such a mistake that like everyone makes. They like because the dragon takes so long to spawn items. That's been fixed. How long to 1.0? I do not have a set time on 1.0 yet. I'll be getting it out when it's ready. is something we're working quite hard on. Any changes to Sorcerer you can share with us, or nothing planned? I mean, there's tons. There's tons of little changes all over the place for every class. Like the patch notes for the most recent CT build that went up required 6 posts worth of. It required 6 posts to post because it was too long and we couldn't. It was truncating it. So like, that's just the most recent CT patch. And there've been 8 CT patches. Most of them are much smaller. But like, there's a lot of little things. So like, yes, there's definitely tons of stuff there. Got your favorite skill? I might be able to look into it a little bit. Senocia, Senokas, just pick one skill and I'll see if there's any changes for you. Did you run down the sort of performance improvements you might see with 0.9? It's enough, like, it's different for every computer. Because some computers are receiving performance hits for very different reasons than others. And oh, we got even more. Oh, people are Kane Steve's gifting forwarding stuff. Kinchill. I thought it was still the same one. Thank you very much, Kinchill, for your sub and 5 gifted subs, it looks like. And we've got cheers and everything. It's a crazy. Can't even keep up over here. Can't even keep up over here. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna go back to answer questions. Performance improvements, 0.9. Yeah, so there's lots of different areas we've targeted for performance improvements. So we've targeted abilities quite heavily. We've targeted lighting quite heavily. We've targeted just enemies in general. We've targeted and like that, basically all actors, anything that has an animator, anything that has an ability it can cast. A lot of the ways that it goes through everything we targeted. Every zone has been targeted. Like it's and because of that, there's so many different ways that people were experiencing problems based on the systems they had. So some people that had really powerful systems were experiencing slowdowns because basically just it was able to do too much at once in certain categories, causing the categories that the code wasn't very efficient in to start having problems and causing lag overall. So there's like we've tried to fix that as well, and we've and then like a lot of systems that were really low power, we've tried to target as well for, and a lot of that comes into play with the lighting effects. Just lighting in abilities and how that interacts with the environment. So like really minor effects that you couldn't really notice were having big performance impacts, and so we like touching on those a bunch as well. It's a big enough improvement that personally I can very clearly tell, even when I'm playing 0.5, like I it feels fine to me, but then I go play the like live online version and I'm like, oh, it's just so much better. It's one of those things you don't really realize or notice if you've got A5 working well, you don't think it's that bad, and then you go to 0.9 and you're like, oh, actually it's pretty bad. And I'm sure there will still be people with certain systems that will still have problems. I don't think it's going to be a blanket, just everything's perfect now. Because, I mean, no game has it working perfectly for every single person. Steve, oh my gosh, I just saw you gifted a sub, just a random sub, and it went to another staff member. That's hilarious. That's great. That's great. I just caught up on that. Yes, very nice. When roadmaps 1.0, roadmaps are tricky. I don't know if we're gonna do or when we'll do another roadmap. It's one of those things where we might find the number of features that are left to do for 1.0 is not a huge amount of stuff, and it mostly hinges on like feedback from 0.9, and we will know. We have a lot of things that we have listed that we're like, okay, we need to do A, B, and C to get from 0.9 to 1.9. We know we have to do these things. And those are things like we know we have to do the 3 mastery classes, for example. But it's possible that after 0.9 releases, because we've opened it up to such a wide population compared to what it is now, some new problems might show up. And we might be like, okay, we need an extra patch to get through this. Or we need more time to sort out these issues. Or, you know, like there's things that could crop up, so I don't want to say specifically what it is. Like it's hard to put a timeline on those things because especially now, because we might find out that we need more time to get to it. We're in ticking things off the list mode. When will we get the Kickstarter skins and portrait? I know it's not a priority, just curious. That'll probably be 1.0. It's going to be like D3, where there will be a specific gear set that will be in the main gear. It'll be like PoE, where there's totally random and just build what you feel like might feel good. As far as having like a chunk of gear that's delivered to you through a seasonal pass or something like that. Not season pass is the wrong term. I can't remember what they call it. Season's Journey? Is that what they call it? Oh, it's been a while. Whatever D3 calls it, it's called a Season's Journey. We're not doing something like that where there's like a specific set of gear, and I don't mean like set as in a green items. I mean set as in like or green items or just any chunk of gear. We're not going to be bundling specific gear where we're like, here this season this gear is going to be a really good league starter for you, and if you complete these pretty straightforward quests, you'll get this set of gear that'll get the ball rolling for you. We don't have a system like that planned at the moment. It's more organic of, hey, what did you find, and go from there. And I think we generally have more target farming opportunities than D3 does, so you can influence what gear you're getting, and you have more control over what gear you're getting. So it's less important. So I think it is a really important system to have in D3, and I don't think it'll be missing. Oh, your internet's crashing, you couldn't hear anything about static orb possibly? Well, I asked you to tell me what skill you wanted me to look up, to see if there was anything changes to it. And I see now you're looking for static orbs, so I'll look at the most recent patch to see if there's anything there for it. There was a bug fixed for static orb. Unfortunately, it's actually a nerf. It's really minor though. An area increasing effect was running off of radius instead of area, so it was had increasing returns on node investment instead of linear returns. So it's just making the skill do what it says it does. But I'm sure there's other changes too that are not in this one that I'm looking at. I see a follow-up possibly. So a gear theme essentially? No, we're not doing that. I'm trying to say that we wouldn't be doing that. With With the two-handed Cinder Strike video recently, does this mean that there are some changes coming to Rogue to support two-handed? I wouldn't say there's I don't get your hopes up on us in giving you a bunch of tools to suddenly be able to be super effective with two-handed weapons on Rogue. That's not the goal here. More just taking an animation that wasn't overly awesome and making it work a little nicer and be a little smoother for people who are trying to do that. I wouldn't expect two-handed Rogue to be a intentionally supported archetype. So like, there's some archetypes that we like really push heavily. So like, an elemental sorcerer, we push that pretty hard. Like, oh, you're gonna make a fire sorcerer? Great, there's tons of tools for that. Oh, you're gonna make a void sorcerer? I mean, it's technically possible, but there's not a ton of tools for it. You know, so I'd put two-handed Rogue more in that category. Are there going to be any throwing improvements? There seems to be a lack of support for the archetype. There's not a huge change for it coming in 0.9. There'll likely be more changes to throwing as an archetype as a whole coming in 1. Just got a little scared and used the potion for the first time this stream. Mike, you are awesome. Love your passion for the game, and I can't wait for its full release. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Salty Goodman. Drink lots of water. Right, I was gonna do an idle one. Okay, idle. Find an idle one. Idle. Ooh, nice, shiny. What was I doing? Idols. Idols. Yes, Mike, we know you don't like two-handed melee rogue. I actually do enjoy... I like two-handed melee rogue more with it not being directly heavily supported than I would if it was directly heavily supported. Because I don't know, I'm a big fan of the, like, wait, you got what to work moments? You get a buddy in there, you're playing multiplayer, and you like sort of, you don't tell them what your build is at all. Like, oh yeah, I'm playing a rogue, you know, who knows what it is, and oh, I'm playing a blade dancer, you know, having some fun with it. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, why do you have a two-hander? Like, oh, no reason. You know, that's what I that's what I go for. And I'm sure as we add more, just, you know, random uniques and, you know, extra stuff gets added here and there, you'll see more and more places where you can find the tools to get the jobs done. Sometimes it's better when it's not quite as directly signposted, and it's discovered with like, like some item that we release, like, oh, we released this necklace that we think we're designing for, I don't know, Beastmasters, and somehow it turns on two-handed rogue, and we're just like, whoops, and you know, like that type of moment, that's great as well. I'd rather see that happen than have us just be like, all right, here's a dozen nodes in Blade Dancer that work for two-handed weapons, you know? I think that takes away from the, like the theming of Blade Dancer and the unique specialness of the class archetype itself. And then I also think it kind of like takes away a little bit from the the achievement of getting an off the beaten path build to work. Yep. Are we going to see any Quiver visual representation pre 1.0? No, Quivers still aren't displayed visually on the character properly. Breaking news, Mike likes meme builds. Yeah. Love them. Love them. I say this all the time, but yeah, Crossbow Sork was my favorite build in D2. It was awful. All right, how have you guys thought about how Warlock will work, since Warlock basically should be a class that doesn't use spells but spell-like abilities called invocations or something like that. Since I have waited long for Warlock, I'm curious about it now that I know it will be out at 1.0. I don't have really specific details on what it's going to look like. In the past, I've likened the theming and feel of just sort of a touchstone theming style. Vague generality. I've likened it to Jafar in the past, which is very intentionally not a game with mechanical things you can look to. But I guess that's sort of the feel we're looking for. The Warlock will definitely have direct spells, though. Like, that's... I mean, they're an acolyte, so it would, like... Necromancer and Lich have them just because they're there. And as we get closer to... like, so none of Warlock's actually implemented it in-game yet. There's some prototype stuff that's started, but nothing that's firm. And like it's not internally playable yet, so I can't give you specifics on details. CTs do not have access to any Warlock anything, or Falconer, or Brewmaster. Hey, don't see that every day. A little bit of beer. Drink that. Yeah, there we go. Drink responsibly. I find myself drinking so little these days. I'm just like, am I just getting old? Is that all that's happening, or do I just not like it that much anymore? I don't know. $200 in, no beer fee yet. There's another even rarer type of Easter egg potion you can find as well. And they're like, it's the same. When a potion drops, it rolls to see if it's going to turn into beer, and then if it does turn into beer, it rolls the same rarity to change into something else. Some solid defensive stats there. Currently, Spriggan Vine AI is bugged and will not attack enemies sometimes. Will this be fixed in an upcoming patch? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already fixed. Yeah, maybe on that one. Frostbite on hit with cold skills. Ooh. And health regen while transformed. Yeah, that's a big old yup. Chance on hit to summon the Thorn Totem. Ooh. Yeah, that's probably really good too. Lead on cold hit totem health. Yeah. We'll take him, but not as good. This one we definitely want in. This is less awesome. Great. How can we... Is there any way to do this? No, there's no way to do this. So I gotta pick those. Should like that more. We're gonna go with definitely doing good on the totem node. That was well worth it. Boom. Set up a microphone mute hotkey before the stream because I knew I might cough. Do you guys intend to use the CT closed servers kind test for future big updates as well, or is it just for multiple release? No, we do want to keep a. Whoops. We do want to keep this like it's essentially a PTR, like a PTR style, like a closed PTR style system rolling. That's still something we think is worthwhile and good and useful into the future. Do I know exactly what it's going to look like? No. Do I suspect a lot of people will probably not be overly interested in it once multiplayer is released? Yes. And that's totally fine and understandable and expected. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely still a valuable thing to get feedback from players before it gets released. I think that's a really valuable thing to get. And also just sometimes there's things that can happen with people who are working with this every day, where there's certain bugs that you learn to just live with, certain things you learn to just overlook, and they don't seem like problems to you anymore. Happens all the time with things way more than just games. It's why you get it's why you see those like focus groups where it's like a bunch of people in a room, there's a moderator asking questions. It's like that's the reason you see things like that. And yeah, so there's definitely value in that. I'm sure the program will change slightly, but we definitely implemented it with the assumption that we would continue to, assuming people still want to. Be surprised if everyone bailed. All right, have you tried dealing with a young child that's lost their when you're drunk? No, I have not. I think it sounds awful. I think it sounds really awful. But my head would explode. That's either why parents drink or why they don't. Maybe that's why I don't. Yeah, when you have a perpetual 6 a.m. alarm clock every day, being hungover is not fun. I don't think I've been hungover since we had the kid. So there's that. Do you guys have anything against people that will make add-ons to the game? I think that sorry, add-ons. I think that right now we're in sort of a weird pre-release state, and we've had there's some public replies about I'm gonna call them mods on our forums, and really for single player offline content where there's where you're not affecting anyone else's game, we really have no intention of helping or hurting mod creation whatsoever. That's sort of a in that single player offline environment where it's just you and your game, you know, have fun, go nuts, but we're not really going to build in any systems that make it easier, like a specific mods folder that just makes it work once it gets put in or anything like that. We have no plans for that right now. That it's possible that could change. This whole thing I'm saying could change, but right now it's sort of one of those things where you're not hurting anyone. Do we really have any reason to say anything about it? Thing. Why did you guys decide to make weapons, etc. class locked? There's only one class locked weapon right now, and that's more right now. That's just because there's only one class that has any skills that are compatible with it, and yeah. As far as class locked, there are three slots that are class locked, and there are generic ones that can go in these slots. So some uniques are based off of generic versions of items that can go in these slots, but Helm, Chest, and Relic are class locked. Partially because it's way easier to make gear that is very visual on the character, and like shows up very clearly in the character, match the 2D and 3D thematically and appropriately to the character. Instead of having something like you put a I used to use Diablo 2 as an example. You put a certain chess piece on a mage or Sork and the same chess piece on a barb, and they look very different on each. And then you get like color themings that like make them so you say, oh, it's a male based, like a chainmail based chess piece, and you get like elements of chainmail on each one type thing. But it doesn't look quite the same, and so this was an attempt to make it more efficient for us to be able to have that look be more similar. And then on top of that, we also felt like having certain class-themed items would let us make them more interesting and have more interesting affixes on them. So you get this increased spell damage while transformed affix. That can only appear on Primalist body armors. That can't appear on... Ooh, that might be able to appear on Acolyte body armors as well. But it can't appear, for example, on Sentinel body armors because there's no way to transform the Sentinel. And so you get this more frequently useful and more frequently interesting gear on these slots. And then the Relic was the third slot we picked just because we thought it could be a really class thematically appropriate and changing item. So like the items that go in these Relic slots are really flavor heavy. And then jewelry, belts, gloves, boots, and weapons are generally much less flavor specific, and you can kind of go anywhere. So we tried to, and like so it's that blend of both, and we were really happy with how that's working. Next question here. Do you guys have anything against people? Oh, no, I answered that. Ooh, come on. I think after this, I got a T0. I'm not dying. It's just I'm too rock solid. So we'll get another teaser out after this one. Oh, I missed. There was all in all of that confusion. Quidam 420 cheered. Thank you very much. And Cadre has subbed. Thank you very much. And Isu9 has rated. Thank you very much. Glad to have y'all with us. Hope you're having fun. Anything you are learning, I hope it's from my mistakes and not from what I'm saying. Alright, next question. Here we go. How does it feel to be so close to 0.9 in multiplayer finally? Amazing. My stress level is inversely related to time right now. Which I know seems weird, like you can get closer and closer to 0.9. Stress be going up, but I feel great about it. So every day we get closer, I'm just like, it's nice. I know it's a huge goal and massive project to undertake. Launch nerves aside. Yeah, there's some nerves about the launch going well, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overconfident, but I feel like we're preparing quite well for it. Ice Thorns was slated to be removed or replaced a while ago. Any news about it now? Maybe linking to Spirit Thorns similarly swipe over. It is still slated to be removed, and it will be removed eventually, probably at 1.0. Maybe before. Alright, looking back, what's the top preventable mistake you think or your team made last year? What was the biggest thing to come out of it? Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know the answer to that question properly. There's probably something related to the I don't know. There weren't very many like huge mistakes. Honestly, I don't. This is the thing is I don't know if it was a mistake or not. But possibly not releasing 8.6 because we thought we could get 0.9 out last year, and which is why we pushed 8.6, and we ended up not being able to get 0.9 out last year. So maybe not releasing 8.6 was a mistake. That's so hard to say though, because it has such a huge impact on a lot of different things that it's so hard to tell if that was actually a mistake or not. If it was a mistake, that was probably the biggest one. A little idle. That's what we need. A wee little idle to fit in our slots. There we go. Let's go fight a boss. Let's go fight a boss. Oh no, I'm gonna transform. Nope. Oh, I was gonna do a... Okay. Sorry. You were good. Oh, let's start with... Let's slap this one down because I'm in the middle of a monolith as it is anyways. There we go. Here's a new unique as requested from last week. I'll go passive next to allocate. you don't want to say it was a mistake, but just what you learned from the situation, I can get behind that too. Yep. It's so hard, like it's a good question to try and analyze and look back of like what would you have done differently, what could you have done better. Fantastic exercise to do, and deciding retroactively if it was a mistake or not is so hard in some situations. Sometimes it's really obvious. I can point to a few mistakes earlier than last year. That definitely would have been better, but you know, like maybe the further you get from the situation, the easier it is to decide if it was a mistake or not. All right. How do you live with yourself knowing your game is giving you arthritis? We're working on controller support. That generally is better for arthritis. I have a question about something nowhere near the priority list at point 9. Do you plan to give a mastery tree to healing hand? Yes. There is a lot of things possible to do with this skill, like changing from a hot effect, granting additional mana, regen ward given, or even turning it into a damaging tool. Yeah. Healing hands is on the list for getting a skill tree. We've had lots of little ideas here and there crop up for it over the years. It's been there since forever, and there's definitely some cool ideas that we've got sort of them sitting on the back burner for a while now that I think people will be happy with. And I think some things that people won't expect either, which is really the important part. Are you planning any more music additions to the game, say with point 9 or towards 1.0? Yeah, there's a whole slew of new soundtracks, music tracks, that's what they're called, that are coming in with point 9. I last week told a story about how I was shocked I'd never heard of one before because I really liked it a couple playtests ago, and the composer was in my party with me. He's like, I just added that, so that's why you never heard it before. I felt better about myself. Because I have a terrible ear for things. Like I enjoy music, but ask me to tell you anything about it and it'll just be wrong. Is this an early game low level unique? You know what? I've definitely looked at the file that's on screen right now before, but just to refresh my memory, I'm gonna open it up real quick here and look at it. So we got Firestarter Torch Scepter, unique brass scepter. It's an early game unique. It has no level requirement, so it has really low implicit stats: 10 melee damage, 3 spell damage. You can see the new added melee damage effect there. It doesn't say physical at all. And spell does not say adaptive, so they're both effectively what we have come to learn as adaptive, but it is just normal melee and spell damage. Now, chance to inflict spreading flames on hit, more fire damage to enemies afflicted by spreading flames, increase fire damage over time, -4 spell mana cost, and 4% increase movement speed. These all have ranges associated with them as well. Yeah, it'll I think be a starter unique that will be fun to get some LP on. That's what I think. We're gonna come in here. This is cool. I love how there's stuff in like every one of them. Where am I putting points? That's nice to just have. Yeah. Melee hits, we don't do that at all. I feel like this is usually where I end up going when I do this build. We don't have anything in it. I'm just gonna... I have no points. Did I put a point in something? Nope. There must have been more allocated points than I have actually earned. Whoopsie. Alright, Shade. Let's go. I understand I'm about to whoop your butt. Woo. That's what I get for being cocky. Oh, Mike. It did look delicious. What's my poison res like? You know, not abysmal. I have no excuse. Oh, ruined it. Ruined it. I don't know, I'm sitting there trying to... just bump things up a touch, you know, as we go. Go back. I like being over here on the left. Feels more comfortable. Alright, how does audio implementation work in the game? Do you use audio middleware software or just Unity integrated? We use Fmod as an integration system for audio, which I believe shows up in the like opening splash screen. It's like Fmod. And while Fmod is great, it has a weird interaction with Git sometimes, where there's a lot of files that get changed automatically. Sometimes quite frustrating. But you know, every other plugin does that. Gets the job done. Works great. Ooh, that one's colored interesting. Ooh. Wow, it's so rare that damage over time uniques feel both damage over time and unique. It says unique feel and fit stopping well. Will this be wielded by a paladin in canon or some kind of acolyte? I think it could go either way. I think that's part of the interesting part about it. And I really like items that can be, especially unique items that can be like, oh, I'm going to use this unique to focus around a build on one class or another and have it still be fun and different and interesting. I think it's really cool. I think you see that a bit in some items, but I want to get more like that in, where they're like specific enough that they don't, they're not just like every paladin should use this item, but generic enough that you can say like, oh, this type of paladin likes this, and this type of lich likes this, and just be like, oh, that's an interesting item because of that. Get like specific widespread appeal. I don't know if that's a thing. Can't recall if it was already answered, but take two just in case. Can a relic be made visible on character, or will it cause some sort of issues? We don't have like a relic slot on the character models to make them visible at the moment. It's not impossible, but for the time being, we don't have any plans for it right now. You could potentially get some sort of like belt thing that's just sort of there and switches out based on which one you have. Like the trophies that get attached to Roach in The Witcher 3 come to mind. Style. Great stuff to do because we're not using a shield. It's a good choice there, Mike. I really want to get through this. Finish a boss off. Yeah, I get that. Ooh, this is in response to a question. I'm studying audio implementation for video game sound design and composition, so I was curious who knows one day I might apply for. Oh, cool. Hope it goes great. Oh, we got one that didn't tag me. Any plans to implement LP filtering on loot filters? Not at the moment, no. Ooh, why did I choose that? The rarely seen healing wind. Yeah, there's LP on loot filters is not something we're planning at the moment. Reading chat, so just gonna spam attacks as I slowly walk. Oh, I like the artists did such a fantastic job of the new transforms. Oh yeah, looks great. It's a long way from just being the Spriggan model, but it was a pack that came with two Spriggan models, and it was we used one of them for the summon and one of them for the player transform. Long way since that. Yeah, I can't die here. That'd be embarrassing. I did die though, didn't I? So I guess I kind of owe you guys another little teaser, don't I? Okay. After this one, I'll get it up. Little ambient music dancing there. I do quite like the music. I don't know, I'm a sucker for it. I know nothing about it, but I always enjoy it. Alright, buddy. Here we go. And it is spoiler time now. I like the Lady Bread. Oh well. Ba-boom. What happened? Do we freeze? How do we freeze? It's supposed to loop. Uh-oh. It does say loop. What is going on? Is it looking crazy weird? Okay. Just a second here. We're gonna try and redo this bit. Draw on screen, lock. That looks a little better. First try. Every time. Now it's playing right. This is not Dragon Song. It is related to a unique, though. You guys asked for new unique stuff this week, so. Asking ye shall receive. Yeah. Also pretty nice. Let's get back to it. All right, Mike, time to get the whole ass out. Nice, thank you, someone. Oh, I switched. Oh, you thrown me completely. What am I to do? God, we're back. We're back. Alright. We get some basic transmog feature, hopefully next patch. No, there's no transmog feature next patch. Alright, no ETA. I only recently have kept up with patch notes, so House of 4.9 releasing notes. It'll probably be pretty close to actually 0.9 releasing the full notes. There are Ooh, that's actually a good question, because we're going to have those, like, early release events. So those won't be 0.9, but they will be, like... They'll probably have, like, some 0.8 big number on it. So we're gonna have... we have patch notes for those, don't we? I don't know. That's interesting, actually. So we'll have to have some patch notes for the builds that are coming out to be able to play early with. They won't be the full 0.9 patch notes. Usually patch notes are like a couple days before, or like day of type thing, and we do a patch preview video week before. It's usually how we've been doing it. HR's enter chat. The whole what out? It was a time before rules, before laws. Aaron, when you watch this back to do the recap, you'll realize that you messaged me during stream. Which is why I'm not replying to you right now. It's a cooking show, or a fishing show, either way. It's a nice sea bass that we've prepared for you today with the teriyaki demi-glaze sauce, and I don't know anything about it. Fishing when? I mean, I feel like there's more original mini-game sub-features to include rather than fishing. Is there? Like, we've seen fishing been done to death a million times. I do seriously though. I would like to get some system like that in. You know, like little extra stuff. And as silly as it was, as mind numbing as it was, I did still level fishing on every single character I had in WoW. Something about just taking a few out to fish a little bit while you're adventuring that I always found fun. Will there be an option to filter shards in the future? Maybe. We don't have any plans for it right now. It won't be included in 0.9. It's possible it could happen later. You can't handle the void fish. It's too many syllables. Void fish needs to be one syllable. All right. Ooh. Some stuff here. Some stuff here. Okay. Get that XP going. Drink lots of water, everybody. It's good for you. What's that buff? Oh. I keep seeing it pop up and I'm not sure what it is. Thornberry. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. This one is aspect of the boar. Okay, cool. Aspect of the boar needs a new icon. There's so many little icons for things that, like, while we were making them, it was probably me or someone else sometimes, but a lot of them in the initial versions of them where I was just like, all right, this ailment needs an icon. Let me just pick from one of the icons we have, and they're all the same icons that like get used all throughout games and everything. We try and keep thematically appropriate, and sometimes they're just not very good. Aspect of the board looks like a beehive. What? Hey there, just turned on the stream and felt the urge to start the game. Has there been a character wipe? No. However, if you are playing on a new computer, your local saves will be missing. I mean, unless it's been like 3 years or 4 years since. I think there was a couple save version changes from like Kickstarter days that caused save files to get nuked, but you know, that's a very long time ago. Install Windows, yep, that'll do it. Sometimes Steam Cloud saves will save your butt, but it's okay. Start the journey. Start with try playing a master you haven't played yet. Give me my advice. Those are nice boots to start. Let's try and craft those boots. Will Holy Aura, as we know it, survive the multiplayer patch? I mean, there's a lot of changes to Holy Aura functionality-wise, and like bug fixing things like that. However, there's the way Holy Aura was set up originally was done carefully so that it wouldn't get demolished when multiplayer went live. So it's still pretty crazy powerful, but you don't, if you have like 2 paladins with the same Holy Aura buffs, each one overwrites the other every time it happens, so they'll just constantly be overwriting each other, and you won't ever get 2 of them simultaneously. And that's already how it works in game, which I know you never have a situation with 2 people with Holy Aura in the game, but that's how it works. If it right now, with the way it works, with the way it is in live, however, if you have 2 people that have specialized Holy Aura differently, you will get both parts of each other's Holy Auras. Like the unique parts will stick around. So if one person has, resistances and the other person doesn't, the resistances will persist even after the other ones overwrite some unit. So it's you can strategically create your Holy Auras to get more of the tree, but you can't stack the same part of the tree multiple times. And because you'll end up going through similar parts of the tree, and there are baseline functionalities on it, you'll never get full 2 times value out of it. There'll always be some overlap. It's still really good to have multiple Holy Auras in the party, and it's possible that there could be changes more than what I'm saying to that. But for the most part, we did plan for this when we made it. Should have made that hotkey, that mute hotkey, a little easier to hit. Just made it a mouse button. That would have been smart. Alright, about other buff skills, can you say, for example, if Dreadshade will work only on your minions or any minions in the party? No, they need to be your minions to cast Dreadshade. Oh, I could be wrong about that. It'd be really easy to make them need to be your minions if we didn't do that already. But I'm pretty sure they do need to be your minions. Maybe not. They definitely have to be allied minions. I know that's the check. It's probably just looks for you as the parent, or as the creator. I'm okay. Here it is. I'm pretty sure it is just your own minions because it kills minions, and we're trying to avoid grief builds where you could like just take all the things that drain minion life faster and faster, and like go into a game with a primalist and be like, "Haha, you're a raptor that you got. That's your only minion. I'ma kill it." We don't want that. But I understand the like working together, you could make some interesting builds where it was advantageous to be able to put Dreadshade on other people's minions, especially cross-class like that. But no, it's I think the opportunity for griefing is much more significant. Second up there, and if there will be any way that every skill passive with buffs minions. If it will be that way for every skill buff passive minion. So yeah, it's less about the buff applying or not. So like if you put Dreadshade on one of your own minions and it was standing next to a Primalist minion, it could apply the benefits to those other minions. I'm pretty sure so. Pretty sure. There's so many of these little interactions that, like, I just don't remember how they got updated. We want to leave room for synergies, but not griefing. So. Hand was one over on the keyword there. Happens a fair bit to me. Ooh, excuse me. It's getting late. It's almost 3 o'clock. Oh. Doesn't fit in inventory. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at I think it was these ones. Yeah, because I lose too much poison. Let's see if we can grab Vitality on here. Nicely. Let's try and do this. Nice. And we need Poison Res, right? Oh, I guess I should flip this one. Sorry. rolls there. Ah, that's unfortunate. We tried. They were almost good. Big hotkeys for scene switching. That'd be smart. Question about NTX here. The question says, is it true that there will be no microtransactions in the game? No, that's not true. There will be strictly cosmetic only microtransactions, which will allow you to modify the visuals of your character through different armor sets and weapons, things like that, and then also through pets and skill visual changes. And the other things like frames and portals and even some slots that don't have gear functionality at all. And you can see those here. A little preview of, and this whole screen's been changed, so it looks pretty different. And there's actually different slots than before, but you can see sort of the general idea of what we're going for. Hope this question is not too frequently asked. Has Diablo 4's release date announcement changed anything about your development approach schedule? It didn't have much of an impact. It did have some, like, oh, maybe we'll change this thing, maybe we'll change that thing. Like, it was part of a discussion we had, and, like, it wasn't some, like, thanks, Ewan, I don't need your help with that. It wasn't some huge, like, oh, change everything moment, but, you know, like, it's, once you get more information like that, it's important that we take it into consideration. Awakening Presence node on volatile zombies. Ooh, don't know what that does. Has a chance to summon when a minion dies. You think maybe there is synergy there? Yeah, I think it would probably be your own minions only on that one. You guys already create any NTX other than the pet you get while you buy the game. Yes, we have made. We have more NTX items that we've created than what you currently can see, and more things that are not in the pet slot that will be available once the NTX shop goes live, which should be with 0.9 if I can get my act together. Let's go get a key. Oh, we're so close. We can do this. Oh, we only 10 minutes left. We probably can't do this. I might take a little bit longer if we get close enough. As if D4 is something to ever care about. I care about it. Good or bad, it's going to be important. Hello, when it comes to Xbox, we don't have a set release date for any of our console versions just yet. It is something we'll be looking to in the future. It will not come to Xbox at the same time as it fully releases on PC. We do hope to eventually get onto consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. We haven't... We're focusing specifically on PC release for a 1.0. It'll be Windows and Linux are the only two supported platforms initially, and then we'll look at branching out afterward. But you know, it's a difficult thing to do a large simultaneous release for many different platforms, and I think it's interesting to see that we're even seeing on like larger titles. Split releases on different platforms showing up. So like the new Hogwarts Legacy game that's coming out is releasing on different times. Even like PS4 and PS5 have different release dates, and then Switch has a different release date again. And it seems like that's mostly, and this is very speculative, it seems like that's mostly performance concerns based on which title, like, because it's, I feel like the pipeline for releasing on PS4 and PS5 are probably pretty similar. The biggest difference is hardware availability. So likely, and given that Switch is even later than those last gen Microsoft and Sony platforms, it's likely, and this is pure speculation, likely performance related, I think. And I could be completely wrong. Take that, Dargon. Right. I have to find a bee shrine and find out? Yeah. The bees would still be your minions. Let's go, we're just going straight. Let's go, power gamer style. Let's get this done. I've got to complete 3 of the... Oh. I really want to do a boss, though. I do have one more spoiler. I was going to show if I died again or if I beat the boss, but I cut it kind of fine. I'll show it regardless. Alright, another question at the wire. Love them, love them. So I'm not a developer. You could be. But I am a network engineer. Oh, you're much smarter than I am then. Most of what I've seen on the careers page is for senior development positions, and network developers are network developers are warlocks. Anyways, any chance you need less senior people support as the .9 gets closer? If you're interested, my suggestion is send in an application, even if it's not explicitly, like if you're like, I have similar qualifications and I think I can be useful. It doesn't hurt to try. Would be my advice, is give it a shot, and skilled network developers are very, very awesome, and difficult to find. I have I'm also not in the hiring pipeline, so I'm not sure if there's like already someone that's almost about to be hired or something like that in that same category, or so I can't make any promises. But my advice is, if you think you are interested in working on it and you think you'd be useful, give it a shot. Do you guys already have a rough plan on anything beyond 1.0 release, expansions, DLCs, or seasonal stuff? Yeah, we do have, like, we have a whole section of our development Discord that is basically just a bunch of ideas for the future of Last Epoch. 505, 500, yeah, let's go. We can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So it's ideas that people have, different categories of things you want to see in the game after 1.0 comes out. We have certain documents that specific, like certain categories that specifically focus future content, and so like the class design document has specific suggestions for future classes. And things like that. There's level design documents that have specific suggestions for levels post after 1.0. The like in game design documents have suggestions for post 1.0 content. Like yeah, there's stuff all over the place. I can say with very strong certainty that not all of it will ever get created. But yes, there are post 1.0 plans that are some of them in some cases actually are already in the works. Some long-term plans that get laid. Great magic card. Oh, great magic card. Long-term plans. Rip Beastmaster, Promise Master? No. Beastmaster's OG, it's not going anywhere. Ashcraft 01, I actually love this game. I have put in more than 1,500 hours. Yeah, that's a lot of time for any game. For the last couple of years, not counting time spent planning, watching your stream, chatting on Discord, or traveling, or trolling forums to interact with everyone. Done an amazing job. I seem to like, and I don't seem like anything can stand in your way. Thank you. I can read, I swear. It's one of my prime talents, reading. Appreciate it. Huge love, Last Epoch, and everyone else here, and everyone else looking in chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're having fun. And like, yeah, that's always cool. Thank you. It still seems wild to me when people tell me that they play our game and are having fun. I know it's like this just simple, small little thing. Still cool. I actually had a this is a fun little interaction that happened. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the boss here in time. Might stretch it, we'll see. But there was like it very rarely comes up in the wild, so to speak. But there was, trying to say this as vague as possible. There was someone, like a friend of a friend situation, sort of like, oh hey, like starting to meet people, get to know, like, oh what do you do, yada yada yada. Turns out, well, it's like I told him like, oh, I'm a game developer and we're gonna like this game's not even out yet, and get talking specifics. It turns out they've been playing. They actually backed it on Kickstarter, like forever ago, and have been playing since. And it was a wild moment of like, this is weird. That's almost never happens. It was really cool to see. They were really cool. It wasn't like a bajillion follow-up questions and hounding for inside info or anything, but so thanks, person who, if you're on the extremely unlikely chance watching, glad you're having fun. B-Master. B-Master. Did I say Beesmaster? I totally misread that. Yes. I doubt we'll see a class that is specifically B-Mastery. That would be a pretty wild stretch, I think. I forgot this quest echo takes quite a while because there's some long traversals, and I shouldn't have gone back through and always do that one. We streamlined the like completing, like not having to do the quest masteries in empowered modes, and I definitely know the quest quest echoes worse and worse each time. What about a teeny weeny class? Just like its B form. That was Oh, I totally get. There was a post on some platform, Reddit forums. I don't know where it was, but it was somewhere that was like, "Hey, can you fix this bug?" And I had no idea what they were talking about, and I just got it right there. Yes, it's been fixed. So, whoever that was, yeah, it's fixed. Wait, did I die there? Did I fail that somehow? Did I just leave before I was done? Am I just an idiot? Oh, okay. We'll finish it next time. Well, seeing as how I am so brilliant and never make any mistakes ever, we'll be closing out the stream on a little little extra teaser here. You can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? Well, I hope everyone had fun today. We'll be hanging out next week. Yep. Sorry. Next week I will be here. Week after that is during the stream event, so I might not do the stream in 2 weeks from now, as to not take away from other people that are streaming it. Might shift the date slightly. Might just not do a stream. Might hop into someone else's stream. I don't know. We'll see what we do. So news to come on that one, because there was some talk about what we should do there. But yes, next week I will be here with more info, more teasers, more spoilers. I hope you had fun. Oops, wrong button. I hope you had fun. I know I did. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. If I did not answer your questions, please feel free to stop by on our Discord, forums, Reddit, other places that I'm sure people lurk all the time and answer questions. There are tons of fantastic community members also answering questions all over the place. And I'm pumped for 0.9. I'm pumped for new events. I'm excited for people to be able to see multiplayer and experience multiplayer and talk about it and stream it and all that sort of stuff. So it's gonna be a good couple months here. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you all are too. See you later. Have a good night.